聞こえの未来。
Thank you very much for taking us to the Great Lab tour. And however, I also felt that these were highly specialized equipment. So I mean, we cannot use them easily. So, and furthermore, I'm concerned that those assessments are carried on only in the laboratory. But in the real life situation, we are often involved with significant amounts of noise or some other distractors. So what do you think about this matter?
That's right. So those lab-based measures that you just saw, we need that to study causal effects, but you can't really take an eye tracker or an FNIRS machine outside the lab. But there's a number of ambulatory measures that you could also use outside to study listening effort and fatigue. For example, you could monitor the sound environments a hearing aid user had been in by using hearing aid data logging. On top of that, you can ask them about their current perceived effort and fatigue by using those questionnaires sent out via a smartphone app, for example. And you could even measure bodily response in those situations by monitoring their heart rate, for example, using a smartwatch. So what we do here is we try a hybrid approach where we test our patients in the lab in the morning and in the evening to study fatigue and how it builds up throughout the day. At the same time, we follow them throughout the day and use those ambulatory markers. And the ultimate goal of that is that we identify those ambulatory markers that best correlate to the lab-based measures.
Oh, great. So, and we are also conducting the preliminary research with the same concept. And we hope to merge the laboratory results with those from everyday situation to make a comprehensive assessment. Yeah. And Yuko, so how do you feel about what you have heard so far?
I'm truly amazed by your research capability with utilizing cutting-edge products, devices, and facilities. As I'm an otolaryngologist, and I've faced my hearing impaired patients every day, and who are hard to listen and feel much fatigue in their daily life. And so reduction of listening effort and listening fatigue is a very serious problem for them, and that would be a major challenge in the clinical situation. So would you share your insights on potential strategies for decreasing listening effort and listening fatigue?
Well, that's a very good question, and one that we don't know the answer to yet. So the project that Dorothea just mentioned, it's called the ALFI project. That's where we're going to learn how to measure the buildup of fatigue in everyday life. And then once we know how to measure it, we can then assess different strategies for reducing it. But the strategies could be inside the hearing aid itself, so applying the right type of noise reduction at the right time to try and reduce the effort that people have to invest in the moment and therefore reduce the amount of fatigue that builds up. It could be about giving information to the hearing healthcare professional because if our project works, we'll have a lot of information about the listening environment that people experience during the day, along with how their effort and fatigue actually varied in response to those listening environments. So as a clinician, you'd then have information which you would be able to use to counsel a patient. This was a moment where you invested a lot of effort and it resulted in you feeling tired at the end of the day. Can you tell me more about it? And then reach an understanding about what's actually important to people. to avoid fatigue building up. So at the moment it's two parts. It's one about providing information both to clinicians and to the hearing aid users themselves, and potentially as a way of arranging how the noise reduction systems work in the hearing aid. But both of those things are reasonably far in the future, but it's something that we think is important and we work towards now.
Yeah, thank you very much. My patients would be happy if your research can deliver some good strategies for the hearing health of Japanese people. Actually, Kei said that our team, Ibaragi and Okayama University, is committed to measure listening effort physiologically. So therefore, I would like to further exchange ideas about the method of measure listening effort and listening fatigue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you both for joining this interview. And Yuko and I had a great time learning about your works. And I'm sure that the viewer also enjoy this interview in the future. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
はい、それでは、ハミッシュとドロティアの話もかなりまとまっていて分かりやすかったかなと思いますが、先生いかがでしたか？
そうですね。ハミッシュドロシアパート、本当に重要なことをたくさん含んでいましたし、興味深い内容だったと思います。これも簡単にサマライズ2点させていただきたいと思います。リスニングエフォートとリスニングファティーグ、これの、概念ですよね。そのリスニングエフォート、聞き取りに対する労力、それから、リスニングファティーグ、聞き取ることに対しての疲れですね。その2つですけれども、やっぱり労力とか疲労、疲れっていうとマイナスなイメージがあるかなって思うんですけれども、ただやっぱりそこに集中できている、意欲を持っているからこそそういう労力がかかるわけで、それをきちんと、概念として理解するっていう、そういうことの必要性を、説明してくださっていたと思います。で、2点目ですけれども、それを評価すること結構難しいんですよね。疲れとかそれから、労力、疲れを評価していくっていうのはなかなか難しい、どうしても主観的なものになってしまう。で、それを評価する方法というのを研究しているということ。この2点を説明していただきましたけれども、なかなか難しいことだし、やりにくい、日本でもあまりやっていない分野かなと思いますので、重要だったと感じましたね。
はい、私も第1回のジェームスの話と通ずるところがあるなと思って聞いていたのが、やはり彼らもトップリサーチャーではあるんですけど、しっかり現場というか日常生活のことも見据えながらいろいろ研究している、ハイブリッドの形で研究しているって言っていましたが、そこが非常に面白いなと思っていましたし、あとはやはり、エフォートを下げるっていうことは難しいなっていうようなことも、率直に言ってくれたと思うんですけど、その中でやっぱり補聴器を使っているユーザーの人を中心とした関わり、例えば結果をフィードバックして一緒に話していくだとか、そのパーソンセンタードの考え方があったので、そこも非常に感銘を受けて我々もちょっと見習っていく必要があるなというふうには思いました。
やっぱり難聴児、難聴者と関わっていると、その評価するだけじゃなくってそれをどういうサポートに結びつけていくかっていうのが非常に求められていると思いますし、そこはやっぱり軽視すべきじゃないというか重要な点だと思うんですよね。で、例えばエフォートがかかっているという状況が、計測できた場合に、例えば補 補聴援助システムを使って、聞き取ることに対して楽に聞き取れるようにするとか、それから休憩を少し挟んで、続けるとかいうそういうサポートに結びつけられたらと思いますし、自動でそういうのが判断できるっていうのは非常に先に向けた潜在力がある研究だと思います。私たちもそういう視点を持っていろんな関わりですよね。研究だけではなくって、患者さん、それから患者さんだったり、難聴を持つ子どもたちに関わる上でそういう視点で接していきたいと思いますし、情報も伝えていけたらと思います。これからも。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
It's always possible to push the limits and to take it further.
It's not invented overnight. It kind of stands on the shoulders of our legacy and all the insights that we have gained over years.
With intent, the speaker unit is new, the hearing aid is new, and the charger is new. So that is 3 rather large development projects that worked in parallel, but that need to work together as a solution.
We made some early investigations. Could we actually use body and head movement and other detectors to improve the life of the hearing impaired and make it better? And yes, we realized there are differences in the way the body and head moves when you are in a single talker conversation or when you are in a multi-talker conversation.
There's so many steps and it's so exciting to go through all this, and ultimately the idea is to make something that counts.
The basic thing is to build the system that can do the kind of processing, the detection mechanisms using the 4D sensor technology. And then the other thing is to make it work in a way where it really makes a difference in real life.
And it's a new way of thinking sensors into hearing instruments, making the hearing instrument more clever about the intent of the end user and the different contexts that they want to use the hearing aid in.
What the sensors provide is inputs in the context of what the user is doing.
We ended up actually working without telling the users anything about it, because what we really wanted was a system that was solid and that would work when people use it without them changing behavior.
It might not be visible from a first eye. If you compare an instrument from the intent instrument and with the previous version, I mean, you can say, I mean, they look quite similar, but the integration of the new connectivity and features in it, it's miles away. This device consists of thousands of parts, and these parts take space. So it's not just only kind of like, here's a grab of a handful of sensor, just put them somewhere. Nope. They have a very specific place and function, so everything is calculated to the very little extent.
It requires teamwork, requires hard work together, and a lot of people have contributed to this, and that I'm proud of.
The sound experience is on a completely new level. The user experience is amazing. I would say it's really a huge step in our product development.
Now when we're sitting at the end of the table or the road, I mean, I can say that it was a huge fun. Was I stressed? I mean, was it difficult? Pretty much. But we made it.